Hi guys, it's Robbie Winus with urbanfarming.com, and in today's video I want to talk about how to grow kale microgreens from seed to harvest. I'm going to show you guys, how we prepare our soil, how we, get our trays ready to be planted in, how we sow our seeds, and then the germination, the growing, and the harvest process. So down below I have a link to our Microgreen Mastery ebook. It'll have all the information and more contained like that you'll see in this video, just everything I've kind of learned while growing kale microgreens to help you guys kind of improve your yields on your trays. So I'll show you our 10-20 tray of kale microgreens. It looks really good. It's nice and full. There's no mold or anything like that, so I think this will definitely be valuable for you guys. So the first things first is you're going to need some trays or something to grow them in. But we got these 10-20 trays. Use one with holes stacked inside one with no holes. So then you can see on this tray, when we bottom water it, we're just able to pick it up and put our water in here, and then it absorbs through the roots there in the holes. That's how we water that. So this is the soil we use. It's a Pro Mix, kind of all-purpose mix. I can get it at Canadian Tire, Home Depot, pretty much year-round. But it does kind of take some preparation because it's in this compressed bag, so it kind of comes out in some clumps in that, and you got to use like a soil sifter. So I'll show you guys how we prepare our soil. That's really helped us improve our germination rates. So I'll show you guys that now. When you break it out, it'll come out, in all these different clumps in that, just because the bale was kind of compressed. So when you're trying to, break this up to make a nice level bed in your 10-20 tray to spread your kale seeds out, because they're quite small. It's rather difficult. So what we ended up doing is we use this soil sifter, and then we just run the soil through this soil sifter, and it filters out any twigs or anything like that. So you can see all the twigs and kind of debris that it has there. But what it does is it leaves this really nice fluffy soil. It's easy to work with. So I'll have a video on how to build one of these, but basically it's pretty simple. There's some plywood with some deck boards. I guess not plywood, 2x4s with some deck boards and then some 1/4-inch chicken mesh. And then it's just built to the dimensions of our soil bin. So that's that. And then, once you got the soil, you can easily put it in your 10-20 tray. So I'll show you guys that now. So per 10-20 tray, guys, I'm using just 3 liters of soil. I just bought a 3-liter beaker off Amazon, and then it just makes it easy when I have help come and sometimes help me plant. They want to know how much soil goes in a tray. Just tell them there's a beaker, fill it up. That's how much we put in the tray. So we just dump that in there, and then we just use our hands, kind of spread it out around the tray. Doesn't have to be perfectly level or anything, because we're going to use a soil tamper to compress it down. So guys, this is our soil tamper. It's got a piece of 2x4 screwed into some plywood, and it's just 10x20, same kind of dimensions of our tray. So we just use that, push it down, and you can see how it's made a really nice flat level bed to spread our seeds out against. You're gonna, need some seeds spread out there. These are the kale seeds we use. It's from Mom's Sprouting Seeds. I'm in Canada. Been really happy with them. I know a lot of growers in the States are using True Leaf Market, so that's where you're watching this from. I'd recommend maybe checking them out. But so per 10-20 tray of kale, we're doing 25 grams of seed. So I'll measure out 25 grams. 24, 25. So we got our first one with the shaker. You just go over top and shake it. This works quite well for the smaller seeds like, alfalfa, arugula, basil. I'm quite happy with that. But if you don't have one of these off the start, you can also just, broadcast your seeds with a spoon. Just make it a bit. It's a little bit more difficult with the small seeds to get a really good germination system, so the seeds are good and wet. So that should be good there. And now once you're at this step, we just take it into the grow room and I'll show you guys how we set it up for the germination process. So I'll talk to you guys in the grow room. Hi guys, so I'm all set up in the grow room now. Got the kale in here, but thought I would give you a quick update on our grow room conditions for the start of the germination process. So right now we're at 35% humidity, 82 degrees Fahrenheit. And then we got our tray of kale down here. And what we do is you just get a standard 10-20 tray with no holes, and you just put that over top. You don't want it sitting like on a lip or anything, because then when you put your weight on there, this top tray won't be pushing the seeds down into the soil. So you want to make sure it's not like this. It's down on top of the soil bed. And then we use these 5-pound bricks. We put three of them on there, but anything from 10 to 15 pounds works great. And we do that because then it's pushing this top tray down against the seeds in the soil. So it's kind of pushing the seeds into the soil or against the soil, so the seeds are all making good contact with the soil. It helps keep the moisture, like when we misted them and that, on the seeds and in the soil to improve your germination. It's also kind of like a strength lifting program for your Kale microgreens as they sprout or germinate. To kind of trying to push up against this tray, gives them like a thicker stem, makes a a better quality crop. So I either recommend you use a tray with no holes and put some weight on top of it to make sure those seeds are making good contact. So it doesn't have to be bricks or even these style of bricks. I only use these just because they were sitting there in the front yard when I bought this house to grow microgreens and kind of start an urban farm, so they were free. But otherwise, I'd have like one brick that was like a 15-pound paver brick or something like that. But I've seen in pictures people just using, jugs of water, phone books, basically anything that can be some weight to use to push down on this. So hope that helps you guys. When I am growing these, I don't touch them at all. Like all these other, crops we have germinating in our grow room. I don't, I'm not picking them up. I'm not misting them. I just let them sit there, and then what I'm watching for is kind of when they come out along the edge here, I know to unstack them. So what I'll do for this series though, just to keep it kind of entertaining and show you guys the process, every 24 hours I'll come and we'll take the bricks off, lift the tray up, and I'll show you guys, what the germination process looks like each 24 hours until we unstack them. So hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll talk to you in 24 hours. Thanks for watching. Hi guys, so welcome back. This is our 24-hour update on our kale. So I'll give you a quick update on the grow room. Right now the humidity is 38%, the high was 40, the low was 32. We're at 88 degrees Fahrenheit, the high was 91, and the low was 81. So now we'll see what the kale looks like after germinating for 24 hours. Just take these bricks off. So you can see quite a change. They've really started to germinate. Each one of those seeds kind of got their little radicals out. So looks pretty good. Cover them back up, put the bricks back on. We don't mist our seeds or anything like that. During the germination, I usually just let them sit. And then what I kind of look for is, them coming out along the edges here. That's when I know they want to be unstacked. So with the current temperature that our grow room's at, it wouldn't actually surprise me if, in 24 hours, possibly they'd want to be unstacked. It happens pretty quick. So, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in, 24 hours from now. Talk to you then. Hi guys, so welcome back. This is a 48-hour update for the kale. Give you a quick update on the grow room. Right now our humidity is 42%, the high was 43, the low was 29, and we're at 82 degrees Fahrenheit, and the high was 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and the low was 79. So I did have the window cracked open when I left last night just because it's so hot. And you can see, how wet it is outside. That, with that window open would have been contributing to the humidity. And then this morning, we've unstacked, kind of all the crops that are lighter in color for our Monday harvest. And then, while I'm filming, the dehumidifier shut off. So all those things are kind of contributing to the higher humidity. It's not a big issue yet. Kind of once it gets above the 50 to 60 range is when I start to, not worry, I guess worry a little bit, but just, try to take actions, whether that be, emptying the kind of tub of water, make sure that's empty. I'll remove like this watering can out of the grow room, so that's not kind of adding to the moisture levels. And then just any standing water, if we've been watering, it's on the table or on the floor, I'll just mop up, just try to help the dehumidifier as much as I can. So with that being said, this is what I was kind of talking about yesterday. We'll see when the kale wants to be unstacked. It's kind of coming out along the edges there. So this is kind of the beginning of when it wants to be unstacked, I guess. We'll take these bricks off and I'll show you guys. So you can see, it's actually looking really good compared to yesterday. I'm quite happy with how this looks. But if we look at this one, and then we look at one we just unstacked, half an hour ago, you can see, oops, we can leave it for a little bit, so that's probably what I'll do, because I find it doesn't fall behind or anything like that, just kind of gets bigger and thicker if you leave it stacked a little longer. So I'll put the bricks back on, and then maybe I'll unstack it later on tonight. I'll show you guys a video if it's 12 hours later, or maybe I'll just leave it till tomorrow morning and unstack it 72 hours. So when you're putting your tray back on and your bricks, you still want to make sure that you're not sitting on the lip of the tray, you're pushing on the crop, kind of give it a strength lifting program. So that'll wrap this video up, guys. Another kind of quick little update, and definitely on the next video we'll be unstacking the kale and giving it its first watering and putting it under the lights and talking about our grow room setup. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Hi guys, so welcome back. This is our 72-hour day 3 update for kale. So I'll give you a quick update on the grow room. The humidity is 65%, the high was 87, the low was 65. Right now we're at 75 degrees Fahrenheit, the high was 82 and the low was 72. So when I got here this morning, I opened up this window right away. You can see just how humid that window is. I must have forgot to turn the dehumidifier back on when I left yesterday. So it really, the humidity really ramped up. And the dehumidifier is turned off right now because we're filming, but that would be back on as soon as I'm done to bring it down. So here's the kale. You can see it really wants to be unstacked today. Like, look at, it's all along here, it's along the edges. So it's time to unstack it. So I'll take these bricks off. Oh yeah, looks really good. I remember like that crop I showed you yesterday of the kale. It's pretty much, this is what it looked like. So I'll put this on the table. We'll give it a quick watering, and then we'll put it on, I guess, underneath the lights. So with the kale, I don't like the top water. I just always give it a bottom watering, and you just want to kind of fill it to these little ridges are covered in water. So that's all I do there. So I'll let that soak in a little bit. I'll show you guys the kale from yesterday. So this is the kale I showed you that was just unstacked. You can see how much it's greened up in 24 hours. That'll kind of be what this tray looks like in tomorrow's 24-hour update. So I'll let that soak in, and I'm just gonna put it up on the shelf up here. And then once I got it on the shelf, I'll kind of show you a couple things that you do and don't want to do kind of with your setup, and talk about our grow room setup. So talk to you guys in a little bit. Hi guys, so we got our kale underneath the lights. You can see, if I had this fan on, it'd be blowing air over the top of the kale and still over top of the peas. So I'll just turn it on quick. So you can see, the kale is moving right here, and the peas are still moving, so you're getting good airflow over the canopy of the crop. What you don't want to do, leaked a bit of water there, but You know, you wouldn't want to have it, you know, like this. If I back up, you can see you're gonna have good airflow over top of your peas. Like these peas are moving right there, and then you still got, you know, your peas down here moving because you got good airflow, but you know your kale is not moving just because the air is not really traveling. It's getting blocked by the canopy of the peas. So you always want to have, you know, your shortest crops closest to your fan. So this way, you know, you're getting good airflow over top of your kale and still good airflow through your peas. So there's that. I'll turn this off so you can hear me better. And now in our grow room, you know, you can see on this shelf we've got 4 fans, and they're all running other than when I'm filming. Was pushing air this way, and then you got these 2 fans, which is then pushing the air this way down to this dehumidifier, which is when it's on, it has an exhaust which pushes air this way to this little fan. And usually this table is in here, so it's kind of, you know, if you were the airflow, we'd kind of be going like in a circular pattern in the grow room, kind of like this. So it's really moving the air around. It's one thing you want. You want good airflow over top of your crop. We have a dehumidifier. That's our dehumidifier right there. It actually drains into this bucket. So before, what would happen is there's this little container in here, and then this would fill if I didn't empty it, or even within 12 hours sometimes it would fill if the humidity was high enough. So we got this bucket, now it just runs, and then we just empty this bucket right here. And ideally I'd have this, you know, tied into the drain piping in the house, which is an eventual goal, and then I'd never have to worry about draining it. Like this thing would just run, and it'd be nice because it would, you know, it removes a task we got to do every day. It just saves us time. You think over, you know, the course of a year, if you can shed one task, it takes a couple minutes. That's a lot of time saving. So it's one of our goals. What else? We got these lights. So they're just T5s. I think sunblaster lights. I'm really happy with them for a couple of reasons. So you can see in our grow room, like when we're doing our marketing, you know, like our lights are they're hidden. Well, they're not hidden, you can see them, but you know, they're not hanging down. I've had lights before that hang down really low. And you know, then when you're taking your marketing pictures, it's like you got these big lights and you got your grow room. Or now when we take pictures, like the primary focus of our pictures is just our, you know, our microgreens. So it looks really good. They're really, you know, they're really affordable and they're great performance. And then what I like is like you got this going to the electrical outlet, which ties into that light, which ties into that light, which if we come down to this side, you know, it ties in up here, which then ties into this one. So you got 4 lights running off, you know, one plug-in. So down there we have like kind of I guess a multi-prong unit, because on the shelf you got 1 cord for those lights, 1 cord for those lights, 1 cord for those lights, and then 1 cord for on the bottom. So it's just nice. Where, you know, other lights I had, each shelf, I guess rack on the shelf had a light, so then we needed a cord for that, so there would be 8 cords. And it's, I mean, just that scale, anytime you can cut out a cord or half your cords, it's just that much easier to work with. So our lights are on a 16 hours on, 8 hour off schedule. We just use this little light timer, so you can see they turn on at 7 in the morning, they turn off at 11 o'clock at night. And you know, this thing is really simple and works really great. The only bad thing about this thing is if the power goes out, like last year the power went out once for an hour, and then the time won't change. So right now it's, you know, 9 o'clock or 8:30 in the morning. If the power went out for an hour, let's say it's 9 o'clock right now, it would actually be 10 o'clock when the power came back on, but this thing would still be reading 9 o'clock, so your lights would be turning on and off at the wrong time. They'd still be on for 16 hours on, 8 hours off, but you know, you might have your lights on till midnight, and they'd be turn off at midnight and then turn back on at 8 in the morning. So it's the only, there are battery backup ones, but you know, for myself, if the power goes out, I usually know it, because like alarm clocks and whatever else need to be reset. So I just come in here and reset our light timers, not a big deal. So what else can I tell you? I think for, you know, all this equipment, there's quite a lot of it, like these, you know, stainless steel shelves, the dehumidifier, the fans, the lights, the light timer, electrical, like the multi-prong units, all those things. I'll just have a link in the description below. Take you to a page where you can see all the tools we use, even our harvesting tools when we get there. Just so if you want a similar setup, if you like our setup, it'll be easy for you guys. But other than that, that's pretty much everything. So to wrap this video up or summarize, you just want good airflow over the top of your crop. You want good airflow throughout your whole grow room. You want some good lights to grow them. These are I'm extremely happy with these T5 Sunblaster lights. They've exceeded my expectations. And you would like, keep your humidity low, so you need a dehumidifier. And if you have grow lights, airflow over your crop, good airflow in your grow room, and low humidity, you'll be good to go. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you, in 24 hours, and we'll really see, how much this kale greens up. You can see how yellow it is right now. So it'll be pretty cool to see that. So we'll talk to you guys then. Hi guys, so welcome back. It's day 4. This is our 96-hour update for our kale. So right now we're at 46%. The high is 56%. The low is 45% humidity. We're at 91 degrees Fahrenheit. High was 93. Low is 86. These lights are on a 16-hour on, 8-hour off schedule. And here's our kale. So it's looking really good, but it is really quite dry. You can see it's falling over there. And today's a pretty busy day for myself. This is when we harvest all our orders for our subscription service. So you can see, if I back up, we got kind of all these trays to harvest. So by the time I'm done, it'll be this afternoon. So what I'll probably do is just put a bit of water in here, just so these are standing back up. And then I'll harvest them, because these ones I was planning to eat for myself. So I'll harvest them. Once they're standing back up, I can show you, if you have them falling down, you can give them watering, what they look like, 6 hours later. And then I'll just make sure I'm eating them right away. Because this is really kind of ideal, not quite this falling down, but you can see these ones, they're just starting to come over the edge. So I know when I harvest these for my customers today, the microgreens are good and dry, and they'll really last a long time, and they're always quite happy with the shelf life we have, because you can see our radish, I mistimed this tray a little bit, but we'll still be able to, harvest that. And same with this one, it's falling over a bit, but all in all, it's kind of what we're trying to do on that side of it is, just get them nice and dry, and the shelf life is just, they just beat everybody else, I guess, in the grocery store, all the other greens, because we harvest them so dry. But, so if you see that, that's kind of the one thing I wanted to say about your kale. If you see it's falling over like that, just give it a good bottom watering, and you'll be able to, I guess they'll be standing back up in 4 to 6 hours. And if you're going to harvest them, I'd recommend waiting. Just let your soil get good and dry again, and then harvest them. But we'll talk to you guys this afternoon, so thanks for watching. Hi guys, so we got our kale on the table here, and then we got a knife sharpener, our knife, and then I just got this torch right here. Turn it on, just 0 or scale, so we can kind of track what our yield is. And then I'll put my camera down. I'll get my camera set up, I guess, and then I'll show you guys how we harvest our kale. Okay guys, so when you're harvesting your kale or any of your microgreens, you just want a really nice sharp knife. So you just run it through this knife sharpener, and then you just want to kind of grab a handful. You don't want to squish them or anything like that, but then you just take your knife, just cut, and then like some of our other crops, if you watch those videos, you always want to be looking kind of at the bottom here, making sure you're not getting any dirt or anything like that. So we'll set that in there. See, like, there's a good example right there. Kind of that piece of dirt hanging down. That's what you want to, if you do tear one piece out, which does happen. So I'll just quickly harvest the rest of this tray, and then I'll show you guys what our final yield was. So these kale, you could let them grow even longer, like get them taller than that. This is kind of, I guess, our preferred height, just for how, our customers use them in their salads, burgers, sandwiches. Some even put them with their eggs in the morning, just because. See if I can grab some you know, if you grow them really tall, you can see how these are kind of nice and short and that. And they just, you know, it makes them more enjoyable to eat, if that makes sense. Or if they're really long, then you're trying to fit them in your mouth and it could be a little awkward in that. So that's kind of why we go at that rate. And then, so I just, you know, it's not a super clean harvest by any means. And this is a really quick growth cycle. So our yield was 120 grams. So that would work for us. That would give us, you know, 4 containers, right around 4 to 5 containers, depending on the sizes and that. So it puts this tray at about, you know, $20. So you'd probably want them to let them grow, you know, a little bit longer, probably get in that 150 to 180 for a yield in that. But this would be the soonest you could kind of harvest them, I'd say. So, you know, for myself, I really like kale. I use it a lot to put a little bit in my smoothies just to have it in there, but it is quite hot. You'll know if you put too much in it, it kind of gets hard to drink. It's kind of like putting radish or something, those kind of microgreens in your smoothies, but you know, with eggs, sandwiches, salads, it's all really good. So hope you guys enjoyed this, you know, this series. It's pretty quick, the kale, it grows really fast, kind of like the radish. So hope you enjoyed from the seeding to harvest, kind of the whole process, maybe clear some things up for you, give you guys a hand. And you can see, like earlier, how that tray was falling down. You know, it's standing right back up again. And what would this be? That was at 8. So I guess 7 hours, 7.5 hours, and it's back up again already. So yeah, that kind of wraps this whole series up, guys. If you wouldn't mind, please, you know, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I plan to release a video like this every Monday of a different type of crop, just showing you guys everything I know to help you grow better microgreens. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll talk to you in the next one.